The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. And each week, we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week, we'll be starting with Mike Folk in the town of Lima. Mike, what's Lima looking like now?
Hello, Chris. Thanks for hosting us again. Of course, we are in this deep freeze and expending our salt budget even as we speak. Update on Water District 5 is first. On January 6th, the town board held a water workshop here at Town Hall. Citizens participated. A lot of questions got answered from the town engineers. We also that evening received a letter of interest in the water project from the village of Lima. The following night, the regular town board meeting, January 7th, the town board did approve the receipt of the map plan and report and started the seeker or state environmental quality review process. On January 9th, which was this past Thursday, the town board convened a special meeting to set the public hearing regarding Water District 5 for February 11th here at Town Hall at 6:30 p.m. All of the details for the proposed district can be found on the town website, lima-ny.org, under the Town Water tab, or you could go to the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority website, look at their community engagement page for this. You will also be able to read the entire public hearing notice in an upcoming Sentinel issue prior to the public hearing. If you are interested in the correspondence with the village of Lima will be receiving a presentation from the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority at its meeting on January 14th at, I believe, 7 o'clock here at the town hall. Livingston County has declared that April is going to be volunteer month in Livingston County. Volunteers make up a huge part of what makes our community great, and this is our chance to recognize them. You can actually nominate people from different places in Livingston County for the volunteer awards through Livingston County Cares. All of the details are up on the Livingston County Cares website. Be Well in Lima is growing. As a reminder, this is part of the Be Well in Livingston initiative, which started off in Nunde and then went to Mount Morris and then came to Lima. The goal being to get a healthier community and lower the risks of heart disease and cancer through moving more, eating better, and stressing less. The new Where to Play in Lima brochure is available. And I don't know if we can see that on the camera or not. Something like that. We have them here at the town hall. Green brochure, big red photo chair in the front from the Crossroads Festival. It is a great fold-out brochure of all of the different festivals and major events that we have during the year, along with a map and some other things. So this, there's a better photo. So that is it's a great thing to send off to your relatives and friends who might visit you during the year. Maybe they'll want to stack up on the Crossroads Festival or the German Festival or the Pumpkin Festival or something like that that interests them. Also great to keep on your refrigerator as a reference because even the Dingus Day Festival is listed. And so if you want to know when any of these things are, the The annual times or dates are listed. The next Be Well meeting is going to be Wednesday, February 5th, 7 p.m. here at the Town Hall. If you, as part of the community, are interested in community wellness, if you are interested in helping move this effort forward along with your neighbors, please consider coming out to the meeting. You can give me a call here at Town Hall, 582-1130 if you've got any questions, but we would love to have you. And that's all I got, Chris.
All right, thanks, Mike. John Moffat sent the following in. A familiar question in Mendon Town Hall. Where do you live? While it may seem simple, the town of Mendon and village of Honeoye Falls are two separate municipalities with two separate governments, and our residents can live in two separate school districts. It can be puzzling, but it is important to understand, especially for taxes and services. The town of Mendon includes all of the village of Honeoye Falls, but not all of the Honeoye Falls-Lima School District. Sorry about that. In fact, the Honeoye Falls-Lima Central School District includes 3 counties, 9 towns, and 2 villages. A portion of the town of Mendon, over 180 parcels, are in the Pittsford Central School District. The Pittsford School District even owns land in the town of Mendon. Pittsford names their schools after the road they are located on, so the Mendon High School is part of the Pittsford School District. Some of the students at Pittsford Mendon High School live in the town of Mendon. The same goes for Mendon Center Elementary School. Another question we often ask at Town Hall, what is your mailing address? Most residents in the town of Mendon, outside the village of Honeoye Falls, have a 14472 zip code and a Honeoye Falls mailing address, even though they are not village residents. Several other mailing addresses are within the town of Mendon, including Mendon, Henrietta, Pittsford, and Victor. The town of Mendon does not assign mailing addresses. That's the jurisdiction of the U.S. Postal Service. For some of our residents near the hamlet of Mendon, the 14506 zip code is applicable, or it can be obtained through a post office box. For all residents in the town of Mendon, the town provides marriage licenses, as well as fishing and hunting licenses, building permits, burn permits, filings, e-pod permits, dog licenses, tax collection and information, notary services, freedom of information requests, permits for fire service alarms, and highway-related maintenance, as well as snow and ice removal. One important note, all residents of the village of Honeoye Falls must go to Village Hall for building permits. When it comes to public works, almost all the residents of the town of Mendon outside of the village of Honeoye Falls are on septic. Some residents inside the village of Honeoye Falls do not have public sewers. Public water is most prevalent north of Fountain Hill Road. Natural gas is sporadic within the town. Whether you live in the village or town, the code is different for each municipality, and each has different laws, local laws. The town of Mendon is home to over 200 lane miles of roads. These roads belong to either the state of New York, county of Monroe, town of Mendon, or the village of Honeoye Falls. The state and county often contract the town to provide snow and ice remediation on their roads located in the town. While the state does not permit the town to do road servicing, the county regularly hires the town of Mendon to do road work. The town and village are responsible for maintaining local roads. We have several taxing authorities within the town of Mendon: school, county, village, town. If you live within the village limits, then you have village taxes, and a fire district. While the town collects HFL school taxes for Mendon residents at Mendon Town Hall, the town is not the authority and does not control the tax amount or levy. The town of Mendon is only responsible for the amount of town tax on your combined county and town tax bill you or your financial institution will receive at the first of the year. Please look over your tax bill. It may include charges for a water district, lighting district, or fire district. You may view your bill by going to the county website, www.monroecounty.gov, or call the Mendon Town Clerk's office, and we will provide a copy of your bill. There are also 2 fire districts within the town of Mendon. The Mendon Fire District covers a portion of the town outside of the village. especially on the east and north side of town. The Mendon Fire Protection District is on the west side of town. The town contracts with the Village of Honeoye Falls for fire protection in this area. Often when 911 is called, both fire companies, Mendon and Honeoye Falls, respond. The Village of Honeoye Falls has an ambulance service that the Mendon Town Board contracts to provide these vital services to town residents outside the village. I mention all of this not to confuse you, but to make you as knowledgeable as possible. Boundaries for services often do not follow the area code or town boundaries. We rely on shared services and support to save taxpayer money and not duplicate already existing services. No one in government can do it alone. It takes a village, town, school districts, and more to make this community we enjoy. Please feel free to contact John with any concerns or questions at jmoffett@townofmendon.org or call him at 585-624-6061. And that's from John. Now it's over to Rick. Rick, what's happening in Honeoye Falls?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be on again, and certainly the reading you just did from Supervisor Moffett is a great bit of information for all of those on this call. And I would also add that, if you have questions about that, not only contacting your local supervisor or mayor or whatever, but sometimes you can get these answers by either stopping at the village or town office and asking those questions, or certainly attend one of your local meetings. There's always a lot going on in our towns and villages. Some things that don't get reported on this call just because it's typical business items. But if you have questions, attend one of your local municipal meetings once in a while. It might be enlightening to you. Moving on, though, to the Village of Honeoye Falls, something I talked a little bit about last week, and I just wanted to read an additional blurb on this, and this is regarding the community garden. The Honeoye Falls Community Garden is accepting new applications for the 2025 growing season. The cost is $40 for the full season, with initial precedents or those being able to use this facility going to village residents, and those outside the village being considered for any open spaces in the adjacent area as a secondary choice. Certainly, we want to allow anybody that wants to have a garden plot that may not have space in their property at their own residence, but wants to grow some vegetables, etc., during the summer months, to use this community garden. It's located on Cheese Factory Road near the Clover Street intersection. It's a beautiful facility. The garden is organic with free water and hoses, village leaf compost, and there is an electric deer fence surrounding the garden. Plots are 10 foot by 15 foot, and all inquiries for this can go to Wendy Horn. Wendy runs the group that hosts this community garden, and her email address is whorn, so that's WHORN, at villageofhoneoyefalls.org. Applications may be picked up at the village office, 5 East Street, or online at the village website, www.villageofhoneoyefalls.org, and that's under permits and forms. The community garden has gotten very, very popular over the last few years, and usually this community garden fills up rather quickly. So if you're a village resident and you want to get in again this year, get your permits in. And if you're outside the village, you may send in your permit request and we'll have that reviewed. And if there's an open spot, we're more than happy to allow others in. We have a couple of national holidays coming up this month and next. So because of the national holidays, Martin Luther King Day and President's Day, the monthly Village Board of Trustees meeting will be moved from their normal third Monday of the month at 7 p.m. to the Tuesday directly following in both January and February. Thus, the January Village Board meeting will be held at 7 p.m. on January 21st, and the February meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 18th. Now, this is going out as an announcement in the Sentinel. It will be on our website and also on our village Facebook page as well, and we'll certainly post it conspicuously around the village as well. Also important to note, though, along with our village board meetings, the village board is considering moving all scheduled executive session discussions to the beginning of monthly meetings. And thus, the meeting would generally start, we would generally start all board meetings closer to 6:30. We would open a meeting, move directly into executive session, thus only the board members can attend. We would have that discussion, and then we would plan to open the general meeting as always scheduled at 7 p.m. We're doing this quite honestly to start the meetings a little bit earlier. What we normally do, if there's going to be executive session, we conduct our full open business meeting, and then we'll move into executive session at the end of the meeting. So we're thinking about simply starting the meeting a bit earlier for that. It's also important to note, though, there are very limited items that should be discussed in executive session. They're items of personnel matters, legal items that may be open to litigation. So we do not conduct general business discussions in executive session, and we do not spend money, if you will. We do not authorize this expenditure of funding in executive session. That is always done in open session with our residents present. So I just wanted to mention that. We may see some upcoming notifications that a village board meeting may be starting earlier for executive session. We will always start the general meeting, though, at the same time as normally scheduled. We also wanted to just mention a couple of things of upcoming items, if you will. Planning is underway for the 2025 version of the Festival at the Falls, and that is currently scheduled for Saturday, August 16th. So be looking for advertisements for that as well. And then also, I'm following up a little bit, not directly with Supervisor Falk, and I don't know if my cards will be able to be seen or not, but I wanted to mention, we put this on our Facebook page and website as well, but Monroe County Recycling, the Eco Park, is a great facility. We have a bunch of different bits of information here that detail how you set up appointments to drop off recyclable type material that may not go in your regular waste stream. So, if you have lithium batteries that you want to get rid of, e-cigarette, vape devices, e-liquids, stuff like that. And then other types of recycling, maybe meds, gas cans, things like that may not go in your regular garbage. You can contact the Eco Park and set up an appointment. It's out on Scottsville Road. It's a fantastic facility. But these cards that I was just holding up, we have an abundance of these at the Village Hall. If anyone is interested, please just stop by Village Hall, pick them up, and it gives you all the detail you need. And as Mike was saying, put them on your refrigerator, put them on your bulletin board at home, but it has all the information you need. So just wanted to mention that. And then lastly, we are planning, and you'll hear more about this in the upcoming weeks, we are going to do a shredding event in the village of Honeoye Falls. I know the town of Mendon will normally do one each year as well, but we're getting a lot of requests from village residents that have an abundance of old legal documents, old tax bills, things that they don't want to just throw in the garbage. We're going to set up a shredding event with a local company. That's in the planning stages, and right now that's looking to be in June or July at this point in time. So just kind of keep that in the back of your minds, and we'll make sure you're aware of that and the location, et cetera, that's going to be held at. So with that, Chris, I thank you again for the opportunity. It's always great to be on, and we hope everybody has a great week.
Thanks, Rick. Mike, anything more to add? Nope. Well, thank you both for being here. Thank you all for watching the show. Remember, the program airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. Just like our Facebook page or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and those platforms will notify you when the broadcast begins. Otherwise, you can read the transcript in next week's paper. That's all for this week. See you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.